Ah, there we go. We're live. We're back. Have no fear, everybody. OBS just decided to kill itself. We'll just let this go for right now and see how everyone's vibing. We all vibing, everybody? Yeah, no idea what happened there. We just completely died. Let me just click over here and are we good? Can you all hear me? Let's just do that right now. Can you all hear me? Ah, all right. Cool. Yeah, no, it's like Hotline Miami is kind of interesting in that regard because what Hotline Miami was trying to say with that particular part was, hey, you're a bad person for liking killing people. In Hotline Miami 2, they talked about it a little bit better because it was like Jacket is an actual character in Hotline Miami 2. And I like the fact that Jacket is a character in Hotline Miami 2 because I like Hotline Miami 2 because it's a good game. Yeah, I had no idea what happened there with OBS, by the way. I got no fucking clue. It just died on me randomly. Uh, it's super hot. It's telling me something. Let me just punch you in the face. Yoink. Da, 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 da. Leg off. Punko, punko, punko. Ow. Ready. We need. Charge is fun. I like Charge. I wish we. Yeah, I wish the game wasn't like as cripplingly awful with it. Chain Charge. Chain Charge isn't that great, but good job, team. We did it. Chain Charge was useless. Again. This and there we you. You bonk. We need to nothing there to go because game of moments. I'm a belligerent jackass. Yeah. He's shooting at me. I'm gonna jump backwards. We're gonna hold. Oh god, he just died. Oh god, I'm like, oh, it's Jover. It's Jover, kids. Why does it keep giving me fucking super throws? I don't want throws. Give me something good, god. Kill, kill. Gun. Gun, give me your gun, give me your gun, give me your gun. Bingo, bango, bongo, I don't want to leave the Congo. Ah, na, 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 na. Situation. Let's do. Woo! Woo! There we go. Bongo, bongo, bongo. That's what I like to see. Super. Let's get Pierce Shot. Pierce Shot's very good because it has a gun. Because it's a gun. Because bullets go through enemies. Yeah, this... if you got the right thing here, it is very silly at points because you can just shoot people through everything. And it does make gun builds very good. Which is funny to say that, oh, my gun build is very good. Don't have no fear. My warm touch, nice, good boy. Yep, that's dog, alright. Let's go up a level. Wow, gamers. Let's short will do. You know what? We'll keep with charge. I usually just played with hearts because that's just the smartest thing to do. Because no shit. I need to punch you. We're going. Yeah, with Hotline, I didn't kill anyone. Yeah, the pacifist levels in like Hotline Miami 2 were always kind of hard. Kill you. We. I got one behind me. Throw you as fast as possible. Blow your head off. Throw you. Punch. 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 Go. I will say, like, Hotline, Hotline Miami 2 to Superhot 2, I will say Hotline Miami 2 innovated a lot better. It said, okay, here's some established formulas, let's fuck around with it and see what we could do with this. MCD didn't really do that because I don't think it really could, because it's just pure simplicity. It's just a simple game. It doesn't need to be very complicated because that's not the point. Eat gold. Maybe that's what I should do. Join the cool kids and play Fallout New Vegas. I don't know really what's been going on, but there's been a lot of Fallout New Vegas, Let's Plays and videos out. I don't know what's been going on with that. Maybe it's because of Amelia Watson. Have I tried Deadbolt before? I know what you're talking about. I have not. Can I tell you why I didn't? No, not really. I just never really got it. Never really did that. There was a period of time where I just didn't really play that many games. Where I would be playing other games. Went on a colony simulator binge for a while. Your shot, fuck it. Rest assured, you always get the one you unlock next. Uh... Pick this up. We just immediately throw you. Yeah, my exclusive Fallout New Vegas run will. The Notepad add-on experience with Fallout New Vegas, where I get to fail miserably. Or I just buy Fallout 4 finally. I remember when Fallout 4 came out, everyone was so hyped for it, and then it just turned out to be Fallout 4. What a shame. What a shame. Now they're doing like a fucking... Yeah, they're doing like a television show for Fallout, but it's entirely Fallout 4 because God is dead and we can't have nice things in California. But maybe that is accurate. There you go. Yeah, the Fallout show. I'd be interested in what a Fallout show, or like fell off. Well, the problem was Fallout 3 was kind of completely logical next step in the evolution of the franchise. That was the thing. People say like, oh, Fallout 3 betrayed its roots or whatever, but that was kind of like the next like logical step for the game. Like that was like the unfortunate thing for it. We would like to believe, the old CRPGs could totally last, but like really not. Like, let's not kid ourselves here, guys. Those games wouldn't have done anyway. If Fallout Van Buren came out in the year of our Lord 2008, it would have not gone anywhere. It would have been a rather sad, miserable affair. But let's get healed. Feels too valuable. But so Fallout 3, like I've always have a fondness for Fallout 3 because that was my first like introduction to the series, and it was. I would go on to play all of the games. Fallout 2 being my favorite by far. But it was one of those things where again like Fallout New Vegas, people say like Fallout New Vegas is the greatest game in the series, and arguably it is, but Fallout New Vegas also isn't complete. I'll be the first one to say this. Fallout New Vegas is not complete. It's not a finished game. But that's just Obsidian in a nutshell. Obsidian doesn't finish things. They had 18 months to do the entire game. Gotta remember that entire idea. But I think like one of the issues with like Fallout 4 was every single thing people liked of Fallout New Vegas without ever realizing what it was about. And I was actually having a conversation with one of my friends about it, because the main issue with Fallout 4 is that there are no themes in Fallout 4. I've talked about this before on this on here. There is no themes with Fallout 4. There's nothing. That there's just no storylines really. Things occur definitely, but things aren't really. They don't really matter as much. Like things happen, and it's like cool. Like that's a thing that occurs, because then you get things like Fallout New Vegas, for example. Fallout New Vegas is ultimately about how do we deal with loss, and what do we deal with the future? What do we deal with the past? How do we deal with something that is inevitable? I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a second there, Nooney. I'll explain what I mean by that. Well, like, how do we deal with the inevitable? All leading up to this kind of inevitable confrontation at Hoover Dam. It's actually a very somber game. If you actually play through the entirety of New Vegas, it's a very somber and very quiet game at points. And even dealing with, like, no side is really good. no side is really bad. Everybody has issues. Everybody has problems. And even like the most obvious, like the NCR are good guys. NCR are kind of good guys. But then you look at Bitter Springs. But then you look at some of the shit they're planning, and it's like clearly like there's some issues going on here. Especially if you play like not New Vegas, especially if you played 1 and 2, which is like, yeah, the NCR in 2 is kind of fucked up. Like they are very, very, very big on issues. Now, even Fallout 3, you could argue, has some themes of destiny. It's kind of like the idea that you will emerge from this vault and you will save the capital wasteland. And every character kind of deals with the idea of destiny, of, hey, my destiny has been kind of, I've been stuck with this. You know, Sharon, for example, the guy, the ghoul you can pick up in Underworld, he is effectively, you know, he's been a bot, for lack of a better word. He's been, you know, your destiny is here. Your destiny is doing this. It's a constantly reiterated theme, and, you know, people get stuck in places and you gotta fix something. It's actually a very, I wouldn't say complicated series of events, but it's a very, it's a very issue-prone game. And I will say this about Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is a really good story. If you play it as John Fallout, age 19, ready to, and as a good person. If you do not play Fallout 3 in a very strict way, it's not even as good. It's not very good. Like, you can't have any companions in Fallout 3, or that ruins the ending. Like, yeah, that's kind of the issue with Fallout 3. It's a really good story, with, unfortunately, you are in there, and it's kind of a mess in that regard. Fallout 4, though, when I said Fallout 4 is all the things people liked about New Vegas, just with absolutely no understanding. Not a single clue about why people liked it. Hey, people liked factions. People liked the factions. They liked Caesar's Legion. They liked Yes Man. They liked they liked the House. They liked the NCR. They liked all the factions. Guess what, everybody? We have factions. You could join the Institute. Cool, they're cool. You can join the Minutemen. They're cool. They're also very cool. You can join the Brotherhood of Steel. Look, everybody, they're in a giant ship. They're super cool. Yeah, Brotherhood. Woo! Or you can join the Railroad. You want to be cool? You can join the Railroad. Yeah, everyone's dark and mysterious and totally has got some issues with it. Again, and it's like, oh, hey, you guys like the settlement mods. We put settlement building in here. You guys liked crafting, so we made crafting a bigger deal. It was every single thing people said they liked without understanding why. There was not a single, like, moment of, like, oh, this is what they actually liked about the game. And even down to the fact of, like, oh, hey, people didn't like the fact that speech builds in New Vegas were the best way to play the game. Like, yeah, if you have 100 speech in New Vegas, you can beat the entire game as a pacifist. Easy. You can easily beat the entire game as a pacifist. And they're like, oh, so we'll remove some of the speech options so it'll be easier. It's like, oh, you didn't like the game, you don't like the gunplay, so we fixed the gunplay. And what happened was that it was a completely boardroom tier decision making. So when I say Fallout 4 was all the things people liked about New Vegas, that's what I'm meaning. It was every single bullet point people liked without understanding any of the actual nuances of it. People liked the factions of New Vegas because they had issues. They had competing values. You could see yourself working with all of them. No side was really evil. No side was really good. And even when you kind of were starting to think like, oh, these guys are pure evil, they would introduce an aspect. And that's why, New Vegas isn't done, by the way, because they dropped like half the Legion quest lines. And they kind of turned the Legion into being more negative, but it's like, oh yeah, if we had our way of doing it, the Legion was going to have like this entire series of quest lines of being like genuinely nice people. They're just a slaving horror nightmare faction that hates people, and are these effectively super sexist nightmare entities. And you're like, oh well, you're terrible human beings, but they have the strongest economy in the game by far. And it's like by nature of them, it's like, okay, even like the NCR, oh well, they're a stable government, they're super cool, they've got all the weapons, they're super, they know exactly what's going on, ha ha ha. But then it's like, yeah, but they're incredibly corrupt. They have barely any supplies, they are barely knowing what the hell they're doing, and they are effectively on the verge of collapsing every day. And then you learn about Bitter Springs, and it's like, oh fuck. Because you think, oh, the Khans are just bad guys, or just raiders, because that's what you get told, they're just raiders. But then you interact with the Great Khans, and you learn about their history with the Great Khans, and you learn about their horrors and their stories, and it's this very dramatic thing. And that's like the ending in Old World Blues. Not Old World Blues, no, it's not Dead Money. Fuck. Fuck, what was the it's, I can't, Lonesome Road, that's it. Ooh, confronting Ulysses, that's a pretty big deal. So you're gonna look me in the face and tell me that the only people liked about you was not having dialogue options? That was who praised the writing of New Vic, wanted to play with 4 dialogue options? No, here's the, let me think, again, let me reiterate this, Noonie. You got to think about this as bullet points, pure bullet points from a corporate boardroom. 4 is a worse game. Don't get me wrong, 4 is a worse game, but you got to look at it as bullet points. Honest Hearts, that's it, not Lonesome Road. Honest Hearts, that would no. Honest Hearts was Daniel. No, it was a fucking Joshua Graham. That's what I'm thinking of. No, it's Lonesome Road. The big thing, though, here's the thing. You got to think about it like this, Nudie. Someone says, hey, I do not like New Vegas's reliance on the speech skill. This gets filtered through a design committee. And the design committee, kind of craps out at the end. Okay, so we're going to limit the dialogue options to only 4 options so you can never lose out on content. That's what I'm talking about. It's all the best parts of New Vegas distilled down into corporate nightmares. That's literally what I'm trying to get across here. And it's like, and that was the problem. It was purely boardroom designed, and that's why 4 is distinctly a worse game. They like the factions. We have factions too. They don't have any nuance to them, but we have them because that's what they like, right? They like the factions. They don't like the writing of the factions. Hey, people were sad that they sometimes missed out on content because they said something wrong. Oh, well, we're going to make it so that you can never miss out on content. People didn't like the fact that the speech skill was so powerful. So we're just going to make sure that you only have 4 speech options at all points. That's what I'm trying to get across here. 4 was the absolute best parts of New Vegas, distilled down into nothing. That was the problem. They took all the bullet points and ruined them. That's the best part. That's what I'm trying to get across here. Yeah, so trust me, I'm not that much of a fucking idiot. I'm not going to go out of my way and say 4 is the superior fucking game at all. But it's also one of those things yes, Fallout 4 is a better designed combat system. It is. It's just a better combat system. Because that's what people wanted. They wanted a better combat system. Is Fallout 4 a worse RPG? Yes. Because, hey, you gotta think about it like this. People were sad they were missing out on content. How do we make sure they can never miss out on content? Yeah, it's things like that. What do people really enjoy? They like power armor. Let's give them power armor right away. And that's what they did. They gave people power armor right away. They gave people what they wanted without understanding that's not what they needed. And I think that's kind of the tragedy of Fallout 4. And people over time have like, we've fixed it. We can make the game better now. Like we've done so much with it. It's like really. And I think that's kind of like the sad thing with like the Fallout franchise in general over time, is that it's become so associated with Fallout 4, and it's like any product you get. And that's always kind of, I think one of the main reasons behind that really is due to the fact of Obsidian was involved, and because Obsidian made New Vegas and not Bethesda, they don't want anybody to recognize it. You can't enjoy New Vegas because we didn't make the game. It's not Fallout 4, therefore it's wrong. It's the wrong way to enjoy Fallout. And that's why you kind of see like, because like no part of like the Commonwealth is actually like super like in depth, or like I don't think the Commonwealth is interesting. I just got fucking murdered there, by the way. I don't think any part of the Commonwealth is actually like super interesting. I don't. I think it's actually quite a dull place to do stuff in. But that's the setting of the RPG, and you could make an argument like, oh, maybe a tabletop role-playing game would be the ideal place to maybe flesh out that world. And you can make an argument for that. I would support that argument that, hey, maybe we couldn't have explored it enough in the game, so maybe we're going to explore it elsewhere. I can kind of understand that. I would say, let's do Master. But yeah, that's my spicy takes about the fucking Fallout franchise. That's why I'm actually immensely worried about the next fucking, what is it? The next Elder Scrolls game. I have zero faith in the next Elder Scrolls game. I don't know why people are like, I'm hyped, I'm ready. Bethesda can't fuck it up again. I'm like, no, it's going to become Fallout 4 fucking. What'll happen is that it'll become Fallout 4 fucking Elder Scrolls. Or they'll just take everything people like about Skyrim and just keep making it. Except it'll be prettier or something. I think that's kind of the unfortunate reality of the matter. Is that it's not necessarily that Bethesda's like, oh, Bethesda's a bunch of hacks, they don't know what they're doing. No, I think Bethesda's a multi-million-dollar company, and they need to hit as many people as possible. Fallout 4 made its money back a lot. You gotta remember that, guys. Fallout 4 made, its money back. Quite heavily. It's money, and that's all they really care about. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I mean, it's a fucking company, for God's sakes. I'm not gonna go out of my way and be like, you like money, you bad person. Like, no. Like, they're a fucking company. Can you make an argument like, yeah, hey, maybe, the artistry is kind of left over time. Yeah, I think Todd got a lot of money, and Todd knows what Todd wants, and Todd knows what the stockbrokers and the stockholders want, and you can say death of art and all that shit, but hence why I'm going to propose, I will reach out to Bethesda and ask them to give me the rights to the Fallout franchise. I'll make the greatest game ever. Stop that. Give me your gun. Oh, fucking Starfield. I got no idea. I don't even know what Starfield actually is. That's the thing. Like, the way they've said it, it's like going to be the greatest, biggest game of all time. And I'm like, I have this strange and beautiful feeling this terrible, beautiful feeling in the bottom of my cold, dead part place that it's going to be the Outer Wilds Bethesda edition, which honestly may not be a bad idea. Because I didn't like the Outer Wilds was a weird game, okay? It was a weird game, and I don't think anybody. It's kind of interesting that like nobody like remembers that game at all. Yeah, because remember fucking. Do you remember? Not stop fucking Outer Wild, not Outer Wilds. Was that it? Fucking click out here, not Outer Wilds. No, it's not Outer Wilds. I'm literally thinking of a different game. Outer Worlds. That's it. Everyone liked Outer Wilds. I remember that. I'm like, you see how I'm mentally associating with different things at this point. It's just not a very well remembered game. And if Bethesda does anything, they make games that are continuously played. And arguably, oh, it might be Jover. No, not Jover. Not Jover. Okay, it's not Jover, but it's definitely feeling like it is. Okay, we gotta jump. Oh. My body. My body. My bones. Do I gotta heal? Do I gotta heal? No, I don't gotta heal. Fuck. We'll go with random gun. I think we can make this work with random gun. We got one pistol. There we go. I like pistol. Pistol saves lives, kids. Once over. Yeah, I don't have like super high hopes for Starfield. Like, I'm not like, oh yeah, Starfield's gonna be the game for me. No. When Modifius inevitably gets the rights to do all the fucking games, that'll be funny. But wow, look, trauma-induced mind control, split personalities, data alters, monarch Wi-Fi to the brain waves. Got it all figured out. You understand? We're gonna keep going charge because I don't do charge, and I gotta beat it into me a little bit. I'm a belligerent psychopath, and I'm having fun, so that's all that matters. Jump, jump, give me a gun. Let me shoot you. Let me shoot and miss because I'm fucking goblin. There we go. Ooh, feeling good now. Random gun, fast move. Let's go faster. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Faster, 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 punk. We shoot you. Have you'll see, and you'll see a world of pure imagination. Dun, dun, dun. What's another franchise out there that deserves a good tabletop adaptation? I know Elder Scrolls technically has an RPG. Like, it's coming out, right? Modiphius is doing. If I recall correctly, Modiphius is doing the official Elder Scrolls RPG. Because no, it's not Modiphius, is it? Someone doing it. They're the guys with everything else. Modiphius, right? It has to be. See, now I'm doubting myself, and that's the problem. Oh, this plays in the background. Elder Scrolls TTRPG. Tell me more. See, the bad problem is the first thing that pops up is Modiphius. The first thing that pops up is UES TRPG. That's the best part. It's the fucking TG fan game that pops up. That's how you could really tell we're dealing with some Kino. My favorite Fallout is Age of Decadence. Yes, Risotto, that is correct. People keep telling me that I gotta play. You gotta play fucking. Age of Decadence. It's so good, and I'm like, We're not renewing the Conan license. Oh, I wonder why. I wonder if it's just not selling. That honestly could be it. They did. I get in a heartbeat. They need a new fantasy game. So yeah. They've got a few games out. It's not like they're like struggling for fucking games or whatever because it's Modiphius and they've got like a billion fucking games everywhere. Modiphius is like one of those like companies that just has like weird games and everything. I would like to see more of it. If you like the 2D, yeah, I do like the 2D Fallouts. I've been thinking about doing like a classic CRPG on the channel. It's like, yeah, let's play some CRPGs. But then I realize, wait, yeah, that would be fucking boring. Like, that would just be really dull because it's a sucking fucking CRPG. See, if I wanted to be a real cool gamer moment, I could play Tyranny and just piss off Wuso. Yeah. Tyranny always seems like fun. Like, that's the thing. Like, Tyranny seems like a lot of fun. Kids these days with the crit rolls and the rubber-ons, don't appreciate good old-fashioned fantasy. Fantasy. See, that was like the thing with like Tyranny that seemed interesting because like Tyranny isn't strictly just a like, oh, this is just a fantasy, you know what? It's like Bronze Age, I believe, or Iron Age. I'm like, this seems kind of interesting. Like, it has kind of an interesting setting. It's just not done. You know, the game isn't done, but that do be that way sometimes. The coolest thing you can do with a katana, by the way. The absolute coolest thing you can do with a katana in this game, and it's never useful. Because it is always better just to go fucking faster in this game. You got a gun. Yeah, Tyranny just wasn't done. That's the issue. Tyranny wasn't done because they probably didn't have enough money to do it. Especially because there was, Pillars of Eternity was doing really well, and I think they just oversaturated their market and then realized, oh fuck, we don't have any fucking money for this anymore. I think you could, like, also, if you tried it, you can punch. Yeah, I have played Ultra Kill. I'm really awful at Ultra Kill. I actually do enjoy I do enjoy boomer shooters. I played, what was the one game I played? Star Katana. I played, it was Forgive Me Father. Forgive Me Father was pretty fun. Had some weird ideas in it that I'm like, I wasn't entirely, 100% on, but I appreciate they were trying something weird. I think the thing Forgive Me Father needed was like 2 more abilities to do stuff with. Go, let me grab you. Let me grab you. Yeah, no, it's like Ultra Kill. My eyes bleed when I'm if I get going with Ultra Kill, I'm usually decent with it. But like the second act stuff, I was like, Jesus fuck! I'm like, my boomer brain is not. I can't do it. Like, oh no, this is going way too fucking fast for me. Because they started introducing like more and more like fucking gimmicks with things. I'm like, oh god, I gotta manage all this shit now. Fuck. I'm not like the people who'd be like, let me just flip this coin 6 times in the air and be like, okay, I've just beat the entire game 6 times over. And like, oh, cool. Who wins the battle between John Superhot and Jim Ultrakill? Nobody. We lose. That's the answer. See, the problem is that's unreliable because John Superhot can pre-shoot it. John Superhot with the coin. Imagine. Heal bullets. Give me a heal. Uh, mm. Fire the gun, fire the gun, do it now. Fire it, fire it, fire it, fire it, fire it. Is it the fact of velocity autism? Yeah, pretty much. The hesitation, like, shoot me, damn it. Bar, where's it gonna start me? It's gonna start me in the bathroom. Charge there immediately. Hunt you down immediately. Dive in here, we dive out here, we throw. Oh god, owie zowie, my bony wonies. No, it's. Oh wait, no, we won. We won. Go team. I didn't hear your ping. Well, we've had 2 pings actually because OBS killed itself halfway through. Yes, hello. We've just been playing John Superhot's game, the bad one. Charge you. We jump. Slicey, gun, bang. Yeah, no, we've been talking about Fallout. We've been talking about fun games. I did my usual rant on Fallout 4. Uh, what did John Commissioner say about the emoji? He said he liked it a lot. And I went above and beyond what he was looking for. So I was happy with that. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm always happy when people enjoy the things I make. I did say like, hey, do you want a character sheet? I will do my best because I'm not good at character sheets. I said, he just said he really liked it. He didn't go into specifics about it. He was kind of a short guy anyway. Not like short as in like he was like a dwarf, but more like in the idea. He was just kind of like, yeah, I like this. Like, cool. Fallout 4 is a nice shooter game, not a good RPG and Fallout game. Fallout 4 is that is very accurate. I think one of the issues with Fallout 4 really does boil down to they wanted to maximize its appeal to make sure that everybody got to have their government mandated fun. No one could be unhappy in Fallout 4. There could be nothing wrong. Nothing you say will ever do anything bad. No one will ever dislike your actions. Everything will just be fine. Not good, just fine. I remember it was fucking Oblivion. Yeah, it was fucking Oblivion of all fucking things. There is this moment in Oblivion where you can find this guy, and he needs help with slaughterfish. Slaughterfish are the most like annoying fucking creatures in the Elder Scrolls universe, pretty much. They're just fish that nibble on your ass. That's all they do. And the thing is, what I mean by they like to nibble on your ass a little bit is, and he had this big thing. He's like, oh, well, you laugh at this old man. If you laugh at him, here's the thing. If you laugh at him, he will not offer you his quest anymore. And that's the sad thing. He won't offer you his quest anymore. You can miss out on content because of the way you acted. They don't want to do that. That's like a very, in the grand scheme of things, that is a very, very common thing because you want players to enjoy as much of the game as possible. But you want them to replay it. So you say, hey, we're going to make it so that you can't miss out on a quest. You'll never miss out on a quest. You'll never miss out on any of our predetermined content. The problem is because you can no longer miss out on content, everything has to be, as Noonie was saying previously, every dialogue option gets reduced down to no. Every dialogue option gets reduced down to yes, sarcastic yes, no, yes, and give me more, be an asshole and say yes. Like every single dialogue option has to be that. Because if you don't do that, someone might miss out on content, and then they'll complain. It's kind of like how the way that, like, if you look at, like, modern games, if you look at, like, a lot of modern, like, role-playing games, or not like TRPGs, obviously, but a lot of those kind of games, the game is really easy. Have you ever noticed that? Games are really easy. The thing is, they want to do that because they do not literally know if you're an incompetent fucking moron. They do not genuinely understand that you may not be able to do it. And they don't want you to feel sad that you can't do it. Being like, oh man, my double shield Ultramex build that I only upgraded my agility with, but this item always makes so it doesn't scale off fucking agility. You need to be able to defeat the enemy at any point. You need to be able to do this at any point. Fallout 4, this is really apparent because it's like, even Fallout 3, Fallout 4, this is really apparent because you get things like the Enclave. The Enclave in 3 can legitimately die to anything. Raiders can take them down at certain points because they're made of paper, because they need to assume that the player has to be able to take them down even if they've done nothing else. Really with trying to make RPG more accessible. I don't know if it's a fool errand or what. Like maybe if there's a fuck ton of money by making them more watered than, homeopathic Enclave. Yeah, it's like one of the major things though is what they want to do is they want to make sure that as many people can enjoy it as possible. Because the thing is, here's the beautiful thing. they damn well, you gotta remember that, like, this is a thing that people, like, in our sphere is a little bit weird, but, like, people do listen to, like, IGN reviews. People do listen to, like, reviews and shit like that, and if these, guys can physically say, oh, this is a terrible game because it's way too hard, that's a pretty big issue. Like that's a bottom line. They want everyone to experience everything on one character. I kind of get it, but half the fun is actually role-playing aspect, have different characters and build different experiences. Yes. Yes, that is true. And that's the thing. Because you get things like Underrail, for example, where it does fuck your day up. And you get some of these games which do violate you and would be like, you gotta know what the fuck you're doing. But what they want to do is, the thing is, like, they want to have, they do give you replayability, but they want to make sure that you can, it's again, it's as much fun TM as possible. And that was like kind of what I was talking about with Noonie earlier. It was where, hey, people didn't like the fact that you could lose out on progress, or you can get things denied to you. Well, that's no fun. Well, we should just remove that aspect, even though it makes zero sense to do that. This game that makes you know that you cannot fuck your build. Yeah, it's like I've always been interested in Undertale because it's usually dirt cheap. But I'm always like, am I bad? I don't like that though. I like OG Fallout where experimentation is possible. Yes. Like, experimentation is, you say Undertale rather than Underrail. Underrail, you know how it goes. Yeah, it's, the thing is, like, you want to have a game that is friendly enough for you to actually experiment in. You want people to be able to log onto your game and say, hey, I can actually have fun here. I'm having an enjoyable experience because I can play something like this. I can play, a character that may not be optimal, but it's fun for me. Just as much as you can play a character that's really over optimized or really under optimized. And you can do a lot of things with it. And that's why I think, like, the Souls games are as popular as they are. Genuinely speaking, like, the Souls games are really popular because you are allowed to make some kind of stranger builds. You can kind of play the game in kind of weird ways. It punishes you a little bit. It's going to beat the shit out of you. Don't get me wrong. It's going to beat the shit out of you if you don't kind of know what you're doing. But that's kind of like any game, really. Yeah, you get like things like Arcanum with, you can play Arcanum a dozen times and still not see everything. Easy. Because you aren't playing the dwarf who's a wizard who's got all these different other fucking bonuses. And because you're not playing a dwarf wizard with this companion, with this bonus, with this idea, you aren't seeing like an entire separate piece of dialogue or something. The problem with Arcanum is that it's built off of fairy dust and dreams. The greatest sin of Arcanum is that the fact that Arcanum barely functions when it feels like it. There's an RPG for everything kind of thing. I don't think there's like a wrong way to play. There should, here's the thing. I think that there should never be a wrong way to play a game like that. Uh, Maybe that's what I should do. I should play fucking Disco Elysium. Because I noticed that with Disco Elysium, like, you can't really fuck up Disco Elysium that hard. Uh, the only thing I didn't really much care for Disco Elysium, and this is the thing that I never really got too far into the game, because Disco Elysium has a fucking timer on it, and I don't know what's about it, but like, anytime there's like a timer in a game, that's not like just for like a mission or something, that's different. But like, anytime there's a timer, like, my brain just immediately goes into like overdrive. Like, I gotta optimize shit. I don't know why it does that. What kind of timer does it have? Like, you only have like a certain amount of time in the day, and you only have a certain amount of time to do things with. And if you take too long, you know, the day will end and you'll need to find some place to sleep and shit like that. That's kind of the idea there. It's just a timer. It's just the day going by. Originally, I thought it was like tied to certain events, but it's not. It's just talking to people. Do anything you do advances time, which doesn't seem that bad. But then it's like, okay, am I like talking to the right people at the right time? And because I'm the kind of person who likes to like go everywhere in the game. Like I want to look at every single thing physically possible. I want to poke every button because I'm that guy. I'm a little fucking goblin. I'm a little goblin. My friends will be the first ones to say that I'm a disgusting loot goblin as well. Like I will. If there is something to pick up, I will inevitably try to pick it up just because that's just how I play games. You kind of even seeing it with this. See, and that's the beautiful thing of like if I would ever play like a role playing game on here, like people would be like, why are you like why are you spending like an hour looting the fucking room, and like why are you like trying to min max your fucking equipment? Because that's how I do things. That's how I play. Like I gotta click my numbers, right? Got it. Playing fucking have no fear gamers. I'll just play fucking Dragon Age Origins all over again. Dragon Age. I love Dragon Age Origins, by the way. I think that game is phenomenal. Dragon Age 2, I will go to bat for Dragon Age 2. When it's games like Stardew Valley and things like that, to me it's more about like how do you optimize the day? Because there's like, okay, it's it's a farming simulator. It's supposed to be a little bit more relaxing. I'm okay with it than like that. But it was like Dead Rising. I hated it in Dead Rising. I did not vibe with Dead Rising at all. Because it was just like, oh, well, here's like this really restrictive timer. And it's like, yeah, it makes sense why the timer is here, but I'm also in like complete agony. Like, you charge. Okay, you are right there. We're going to jump, punch, grab the shotgun, move here, throw, charge, grab the gun. There we go. I like Dragon Age. Dragon Age is fun. Like, here's the thing. I'll go to bat for Dragon Age The Origins is a phenomenal game. Everyone should play Dragon Age Origins. That is some classic dark fantasy. It's very well put together. It's a phenomenal story. Like, I like the story of Dragon Age. I think, there's some bits to it that are a little bit weird sometimes, but like I don't have any major issues with Dragon Age Origins. Dragon Age 2. I will go to bat for Dragon Age 2. I'm not going to say it's a phenomenal game, but I won't say it's like the worst goddamn game ever created by man, like some people like to associate it with. Because there's some people who like say like Dragon Age 2 is the worst game ever. I do not think it's a bad game. I think the problem with Dragon Age 2 will always be the fact that it's the follow-up to Dragon Age 1. And it's a DLC for Dragon Age Origins. That's the issue. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. I'll put that on there. Games got, it's fucking journalism mode. Yeah, there was one I saw. There was fucking one. It was Last of Us 2. That was it. Fucking Last of Us 2, man. I saw like the full accessibility mode for that game. That I'm like, this isn't a game anymore, guys. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, if you ever want to see like true fucking horror, just look at like again absolute accessibility mode for Last of Us 2. It is the wonkiest fucking thing in the world. Like it is genuinely weird. Uh, Effectively, it's kind of a dubbed mode. It's kind of a dubbed mode a little bit because there's a lot of accessibility options in Last of Us 2. Now you might be thinking, oh, accessibility options, things to help people out with who may not be able to see as well, so they have like bigger subtitles or the colorblind mode. That's what you're thinking, right? No, it's not that. They have things like enemies won't spot you if you're crouching. Like if you're just crouching, they will not spot you. There are like there's like there's literally like little indicators to help you solve the puzzle. They just solve the puzzle for you. Let me see some of the like. I will actually fucking Google some of the excessive like Last of Us 2. Yeah, it's because you get things like, okay, like text to speech, HUD scales, lock on aim. Like, okay, yeah, you have auto targeting, traversal and audio cues, navigational traversal assistance, which is like literally they'll tell you exactly where to go. Invisible while prone, skip puzzle options, various adjustments in the combat. You have things like infinite breath, repeated presses of hold, melee combos you can just hold. You don't actually even need to hit the button anymore. And it's one of those things like in overall it's like not a bad thing, but there are some which are just like, what the fuck? It is game journalist mode. Because like here's the thing, like I'm never gonna be like, hey guys, you're a bad person because you can't play games just like me. No, I'm not gonna say that. What I'm gonna say though is like, perhaps don't like. It's okay to not have play every game, guys. That's okay. Like sometimes you just don't need to play it. Like that's fine. Like not every game needs to be for everybody, and that's okay. I mean, if you want to have a game being like this is for blind, for the blind, like cool, that's neat. With an actual game journalist. See, that's horrifying. Yeah, like that's my thing. Like it's perfectly fine for like a colorblind person to like, hey, I want to play the game. Like, yeah, that's perfectly fine. I got not a single fucking issue with that. I think that's kind of neat in a way. I'm see the thing is like I'm all for like accessibility options to like, hey, I want people to play games more because I think that's a cool thing. It's like when you start playing the game for people, that's more like an insult to people who like want to. It's just like, oh, and it becomes games journalist mode, and it's like, he's one of the worst players I've ever seen. Yes, but easy mode will not make a blind person have power to win Dark Souls. Besides, does that person enjoy the game? Like, exactly. I, yeah, yeah, I could see like you physically can't have colorblind mode in that game because it's like, yeah, you can't play, you physically can't play it because because primary colors are so important, and it's like, like, oh no. I could kind of see it from like things like that. Like we physically can't put it in because color is like an important aspect of the game, and like yeah, no, it's like I've seen people like use Dark Souls like, oh, Dark Souls needs an easy mode or something like that. I always find it weird being like, it's okay to not like something, guys. It's completely okay to just not enjoy a really hard game. I don't enjoy Dark Souls. It's never been really my kind of game. I enjoy the ideas, but I've never enjoyed playing it very much. It's because I'm like, bad. No, it's just like not my kind of game. That's perfectly fine to say this isn't my game. And again, but I think it kind of like circles around to be like everyone has to enjoy the same content now. Like everybody has to have, again, their government mandated fun. Word. Bye. I never use recall, by the way. Recall is useless. I hate recall. uh, ah. I gotta redo this. If I go say I don't give a fuck about black or BNA and HA, someone would drip my head because of that. Like, yeah, it's useless fact that Switzerland has government mandated hand jobs for people. Yeah, it's like it's okay to not enjoy things. This is the thing that I don't think people quite understand. It's like it's okay to not enjoy something, especially if it's a popular thing. People think like, oh well, you don't enjoy the popular thing because it's popular, and like that's like the point. I'm like, no, I don't enjoy this because this just isn't my thing. And people really enjoy Elden Ring. People enjoy Dark Souls and stuff. It's just not my kind of thing. There's probably going to be a lot of people. And there's probably a lot of people who look at me being like, why do you enjoy colony simulators so much? Like, I enjoy colony simulators because I find them enjoyable. I just find them fun. I think they're neat. Yeah, it's like, it's fine to say like, okay, you enjoy this thing. I'm not going to be like, you're a bad person for it. Except if it's like, oh, hey guys, I think Mein Kampf is pretty cool. I'm like, okay, little weird, but all right. Like, it's okay to be like, okay, a little bit strange. Like maybe I'm like not going to associate with you because you have your fucking Hitler poster in the background everywhere we go, and it's like every conversation devolves into or it's like one of those things like if every conversation with you devolves into like, oh hey, I want to talk about my authentic like lolicon collection or something, I'm like, you know what, maybe not, let's like, no, all right, no, no. The publisher that has rights to Mein Kampf donates all proceeds to charity. No shit. That what you physically could not do anything else other than that. I'm not even saying that as like, oh, I'm based in red. No, like there's legitimately nothing you could do with fucking Mein Kampf. I think the one that does get passed around quite often is the Green Book by Gaddafi. Gaddafi's Green Book is actually very fascinating. If you've never, if you never looked at Gaddafi's Green Book, you should. It's actually a very interesting read. Actually, I will profit from the Communist Manifesto. Yeah, Gaddafi's Green Book. Jesus fucking Christ, that has it. It's one of those things like you got to remember. Like this is the fun useless fact, everybody. Uh, Gaddafi is actually regarded as like a relatively popular individual in Africa. In some circles, he's a relatively popular individual. Uh, what's the Green Book about? The Green Book is Gaddafi's manifestos. That was his belief. The best way to think about it is the best way to think about the Green Book is the African Communist Manifesto. he makes some interesting points in it. As, you know, someone, you know, reading it much later and kind of learning that Gaddafi kind of fucked his own ideology up a little bit, he makes some interesting points in it. Being like, hey, we should be able to, we as people should be the ones to decide our own future rather than another person. Like, yeah, this is perfectly reasonable. Let's do charge. No, it's like, because you got to remember this. Gaddafi was not the ruler of Libya. Like, that's always like one of those funny things. People are like, oh, Gaddafi was a dictator of Libya. He was not. Oh, it's these fuckers. Ah, I just realized they're here now. Like, that's one of those weird things, like, people forget. Like, he was legitimately just a private citizen who just controlled everything. Like, everybody listened to Gaddafi because it was just like, yes, I am the greatest person of all time, but I'm just a private citizen in my giant mansion that I get paid for. It's like, Gaddafi, maybe you're not very good at this whole, you know, being a private citizen thing. Like, maybe we should fix that. Like, you're not very good at this, are you? Yeah, but, you know, Gaddafi's actually a very fascinating leader to learn about. He's got a lot of weird points. And if you, it's one of those things, like, if you actually listen to like what he was wanting to do versus what he did, like, it's like, oh, like, that's actually kind of bizarrely noble in a way of what you're like actually kind of like trying to say you want to do. What happened was very different, but, you know, binga banga bonga, we don't want to live in the Congo. Da 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 da. Also, one popular politician in Africa named Adolf Hitler. Yes, he's from Zimbabwe, if I recall correctly. And he has no plans, and I remember this distinctly. He has no plans on world conquest yet. There we go. Feels like a meme. Yeah, no, he does exist. I know who you're talking about. It's like one of those things. Like, they sometimes just like names just happen. It's like, oh yeah, well, that's like fucking Hitler's. Like, there was this fucking candy in, like, I think it was like the Philippines or something, literally just called Hitler's, and it was a picture of Hitler on it. It's like a little ice cream, a fucking ice cream pop, being like, ah, yeah, let me just, hey Jose, let's go get some Hitlers while we're at it. Someone name this man Hitler. Yes, uh, you'd be amazed some of the names out there. They're great. Because you got to remember, there's some kid out there, some kid in this beautiful world of ours that was named Davokin for at least 5 minutes. Like, you got to remember that key fact of life. God bless the Philippines. The Philippines will always be like one place I would love to learn more about, but it's always really difficult to learn anything about. 1, 2, 3, Oliveira 4. Yes, it's beautiful. The world is a beautiful place. Grenade, default, fuck, both, I will go default. I'm not going to use it, but I just, you need to know a Filipino that is not partisan. Apparently, from what I've gathered in life, that is an impossibility. That is like asking for a kind Frenchman. It just does not happen. Parry this casual, carry this casual. A kind Frenchman. It's easier to find a UFO. Okay, we do this, we do this, we're going. Wasn't terrible and let me use the bathroom in a restaurant for free. But yeah, no, it's I haven't really been able to find like it's always been one of those weird things with the Philippines that I would like to learn more about the Philippines, but it's just really awkward learning anything about them because it's always there's always like something I feel like I'm missing about it, or someone tries to bring up something else. That's what I was talking about the Maralika. That's what I was talking about like Maralika last time, because Maralika is like one of the, you could say, the big like Filipino games out there right now. I don't think we have any Filipinos in the server. I launch. Oh no. Oh no, we're at the point where you want everyone to fuck our damn country so we can afford to live here. It was Portugal is fun. It was actually kind of interesting because you guys were like the first one to offer, Portugal anyways was like the first one to offer like the digital nomad pack. It was like, oh hey, you want to be a digital nomad? We were. It was a mistake. Go away. See, my mom was very fascinated in Portugal for a very long time. She still is very fascinated in Portugal, and she really wants to go. She also thinks you're Uruguay. So, I mean, it happens. I distinctly remember my mom just as confident as can be, and she was like, "Notepad, notepad." I'm like, "Yes, yes, mama. What's going on, mom?" And she's like, "Hey, I want to go to Uruguay." I'm like, "All right, why do you want to go to Uruguay?" Be like, "It's super pretty." And then she like legitimately pulls up the map. I just got fucking shot in the leg. God damn it. Uh, she pulls up the map and then immediately brings up a picture of Portugal, like just Lisbon. And I'm like, "Mom, that is, mama, that is not Uruguay." Me like, "Yeah, it's Portugal, Uruguay." I'm like, "Nope." Nope, that is not the case. Me like, "Oh, you have made a severe error in life." We just don't know about you. Blast. It's, I think everybody has different like kind of views of various everybody looks at views of various different places, if you know what I'm trying to fucking say there. Shotgun. You, I've noticed a lot of Southeast Asian countries have a weirder opinion on things like World War II than us. But it's also one of those things like in the US, for example, if we say the Civil War, there's a very specific context for the Civil War for us. And or if I say Civil War, if I say Civil War in another place, it's probably a very different context. Exactly, like which one? Different contexts. It's different ideas and things like that. And I think that's like one thing with like Americans have like, I'd say like, I think every country's got its issue, but I think like just because America, fuck yeah, I think we have kind of like a very bad issue with that, where we think everyone kind of knows what the fuck we're talking about. Oh yeah, outside of the states, there are still people seething about the stuff North did in the Civil War. Yeah, it's, you got to remember, you get shit like Dixie. You had a lot of Germans fighting there. You had a lot of people fighting in the U.S. Civil War. And I think that really fucks with people sometimes, because the U.S. likes to believe the U.S. is the only country in the world, and I'm gonna be the first one to say it. We do think that way because we are. We baby country. Yeah, we are pretty young. We are a very young country. You know, comparatively speaking. That was like one of those weird moments I had in the UK where I realized that I was like standing in a place that's been around for like longer than my entire country, you know, by far. God fucking damn it. Like I was standing in a castle that has been, you know, around longer than a vast majority of like my entire, like, everything. It was really surreal for me. It was like, oh, it wasn't even like, oh well, this is older than me. No, it was like, oh, this is older than my entire country and then some. Like, very surreal. No, no, we are not just 200 years old. We are not just 200. We're 250. I think we're 260? 250? 250, 260. Yeah. Yeah, nearly 300. Yeah. And we're on top of the world. Hey, we're on top of the world. Got you. We take stock. We jump, throw, grab some cards. Oh, I died. It fucking killed me because I went into the fucking map. God damn it. Bonsai. Hey, you can't say anything to the Portuguese. All I have to say there is Angolans. That was always like the one funny thing about Portugal. One funny thing about, you know, Portugal I always learned about was you guys are like half your fucking country's owned by Angolans. I remember learning that one time, and I'm like, this is the funniest fucking thing in the world. I don't know why it was funny. It's that man dabbed. And the Chinese. Well, people owning things in the Chinese, that's just default. Like the Chinese own everything. Hence why I'm announcing Notepad 10 cent. Angolans did what? Back in when decolonization was happening in the 50s, 60s, Portugal fought like hell to keep their colonies. Like hell. They eventually gave up the Angolan the Angolan wars happened. Sorry, Portugal. Yeah, you kind of lost that one a little bit. However, what happened weirdly is that the Angolans got a shit ton of money. Like a lot of money from a few different organizations, from a few different people. We didn't lose, we quit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've heard it before. And the thing is, the Angolans had like this weird new like upper class of people who just had a shit ton of money. So what they did a lot of the time was, hey, we're one of the few countries in the world that really legitimately do speak Portuguese a lot. So it was like, hey, why don't we go to Portugal and just buy shit? And especially during, you know, I believe it was like 60s, 70s and all throughout there, you had like the Portuguese like economy was a shit show. So you had a bunch of like Angolan funding come out, and then you had like effectively a few of the former colony came to dominate like the fucking like finance sector. It was like it was a weird amount of money, and it was just a disaster area. It's great. But yeah, that's why like literally, the former colony of Portugal has like a huge stake in the country at this point. Then the Civil War happened in Angola. Yes, then the Civil War happened in Angola, and more people went over to Portugal. Fucking richest country. Hey, that's good. Hey, that's good enough reason for a fucking civil war. Trust me. See, African civil wars are very fascinating. You get such a large host of reasons with so many diverse fuck ups. It's great. Hello, phone. Yeah, it was the whole tampering during the Cold War. Exactly. The Cold War was just the funny war. Everybody had fun during the Cold War. Please solve this. Charge, grab you. We want to jump. That reminds me, I'm drink the rest of my this is Jack Daniels Blackjack Cola. What time? Generally speaking, nobody had like a really good time for decolonization. Very few countries had like a really like solid time decolonizing. I would say like relatively speaking, like you could make an argument like honestly probably the one that that didn't work either. No. Oh, I'm dead. So fuck, I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm fucking God. I'm a king. I'm a god. I'm a king. I'm a king. God. Equatorial Guinea is very. There's a few that went all right. Usually, though, they were like smaller countries that like, oh, yep, we don't really give a shit about you anymore. And then you get things like Somalia. Somalia went well. You got to remember that. The Somalian decolonization process was actually relatively okay. Then Somalia happened. India went fine. India did not go fine. India did not. Like that's always like one of those things like India was kind of just a fucking mess. Doesn't the you mean Puerto Rico? Puerto Rico is this is a weird thing about Puerto Rico. I'm gonna talk about Puerto Rico in a second. Let me just in India went fine. Yes, that is the very important context. India went okay. Oh, I just made a boo boo. I made a big boo boo. Why did I do that? Why do I always instinctually fucking shoot there? Kill you. You got no. No. Fuck. Like the thing is, when it comes to like the Polynesian islands, like when it comes to the Polynesian islands, it gets a little bit funky because like a lot of those islands cannot survive on their own. Like, that's like one thing you got to remember. Those islands do not survive on their own very well. Their populations are too large. They've effectively built too far up for what you need to do, what you need to do now. And they are strategically important, so nobody really wants to give it up. But that's like the fact that like the British still own islands in like the British still own islands in the Caribbean. The French still own islands in the Caribbean. Like, that's just there are islands out in the world that are owned by other people for various reasons. And you could say, we do not believe in this. Sorry, everybody. We do not personally believe in, the colonization process. But it's like, however, fucking tax, yeah. Then you get things like the British tax havens and U.S. tax havens and shit like that, and it gets a little bit wonky. Puerto Rico is such an interesting case because Puerto Rican politics are fascinating. Because you have, on one hand, you have the fact that the Puerto Ricans have a government pretty much split down the middle. They say, hey, we want to be a U.S. state, and they also say we want to be independent. However, if they do go independent, they would be one of the poorest nations in the Caribbean. By far. They'd be a hellishly poor nation. And the U.S. does not want to actually make them a state because they would be the poorest state by far. They would be by far the poorest state. They primarily do not speak English. And it would just be, it would be a very big mess for everybody if they became a state. It's one of those things that, like, by technicality, they should become a state, technically. But on the other hand, nobody wants that. Nobody wants it because the thing is, you would also have to remember this: they would add 2 senators and they would add a few congressmen, and we do not want 102 senators. We have a very good amount at 100. So it's been kind of like one of those things like, we don't want to change. Puerto Rico is a territory. It's not a colony. You gotta remember that. It's not a colony. It's a territory. They have a voice in our government. They do technically have a part of our government. It's non-voting members, but that's where things get it gets a little bit wonky. Again, it's not really an associated state. Effectively you can travel freely to it at any time you want. And if something does go on, the Puerto Ricans actually have to obey by it. But you also have things like the Puerto Ricans actually have free healthcare. Fun fact. Well, they have sort of free healthcare. It's a little bit more complex than that, but yeah, no, the U.S. pays for their healthcare. But they are not citizens. They are citizens, sort of. They're sort of citizens. To give you an idea, a Puerto Rican can come to the U.S. and just fine, and we can go there just fine. You can apply for. They are U.S. citizens by sheer technicality. They are U.S. citizens, sort of. They are. How do I want to best word this? They can get a U.S. passport. Can they vote for president? Yes, they can vote for president. But yeah, you get things like America Samoa can also vote for president. They can. They just don't really get a big say in government. Yeah, now you're understanding why Puerto Rico is such a weird entity. Because it's a little bit of everything. And it kind of is nothing at the same time. It's one of those things that the U.S. has struggled with for quite a while at this point. Because there's not like a really simple, fun answer that can just kind of like a one-size-fits-all answer, because there isn't an answer. And if there was an answer, it would already be done. But nobody really wants to make that call. Nobody really wants to do things. Now I want to see a weird Puerto Rico rules AU or something funny like that. It's been kind of this historical fact, like Puerto Rico. Sorry from all my Puerto Rican viewers. Your country kind of like your island sucks. Okay, your island sucks. There's not a lot actually on Puerto Rico. See, it's one of those like horrifying things when you realize that we were very close to taking over Cuba as another state. If you want to see like pure disaster, disaster area, thread the needle. Can I thread the needle? Yeah, give back Guantanamo. No. Yeah, like Guantanamo is its own other thing. Because you got to remember, like, the U.S. and Cuba used to be very good friends. Like, we used to be very close to Cuba. And then Fidel happened. Sorry, that ain't happening. I know Obama was making strides to kind of like open up, Cuba, but Trump kind of made that go away, and Biden has expressed absolutely like negative interest in that. But I can go on a very long conversation about Joe Biden, but I'm not going to do that because I'm a nice person. We're a family-friendly gaming stream, everybody. Yeah. Me a shotgun. I made my mistakes. I would like to visit Cuba one day. That's always been my thing. I would like to visit Cuba because Cuba seems like a very nice place. I'm not even being like facetious about that. I'm like seeing like, yes, it does actually seem like a very nice place. UK, I like the UK. See, but I was weird. I enjoyed my time in like Birmingham. Like people, I remember everybody was like, "Oh my god, you're going to Birmingham, Notepad. What are you doing? You're gonna get shanked. You're gonna get stabbed. People are gonna kill you and your family." Like, I was waiting for the world there, and I got nothing. I just met really nice people. Like everybody in Birmingham and stuff were like just super nice people. Like I didn't like Manchester a lot. Did not much care for Manchester. Gun, gun, shoot, charge. It's legal, but it is great. Aren't all fun things illegal? The thing, I'm not even like a classic car kind of guy. I just enjoy Cuba. I just think it looked neat. I can tell you why too, because I played the Godfather game back in the day. You know the weird like Godfather, fucking like Corley. They made this weird. I distinctly remember they made this bizarre fucking like Godfather game, and in this Godfather game, you like it was like GTA. You had to build your own crew and stuff. It was actually kind of neat. And the initial mission takes place in Cuba, and I was like, this always looked kind of neat. Come on, England. Score some fucking goals. 1 million subscribers. Notepad does a travelogue of Brazil. Damn straight. There we go. Ultimate goal. I will go to Brazil. Notepad goes to Brazil. He does not return. Short and I will interact with my my Brazilian fans. My fans. I'll have you know, I will go to Japan. I will just see. The thing is, I've told people this before. If I ever do end up going to Japan, like I'm going to Hokkaido, and people always like, why would you go to Hokkaido? It's just Hokkaido. I'm like, I want to go to Hokkaido because I want to reenact Golden Kamuy. That's it. That's all I want to do. I'm not even paying attention to the story. It's great. Let me. Oh wow! Look at Bang. Give me more. Greed holds you down, petrifies your mind. Nothing will set you. Did everything? Yeah, we did everything. Good job, team. Wait, no, we got to go up one. Oh yeah, sorry. We'll do charge. Oh yeah, no, that legitimately my entire time in Tokyo will be hitting up game stores, just to find shit that I have not been able to find. Like legitimately, I'm not fucking with people when I say that either. Like I will. Fuck you. Like I will be the degenerate weeb I always knew I could be. Ow. Kind of want to restart now. That's over. Bad roll there. Punch, grab, katana, slash. Buy every single anime body pillow. What, sir? We can do this. We can do this. One health, 3 missions. That's all we gotta do. We can do this. Punch, grab shotgun, dive out of the way, bang, bang, pull my double trigger. Give me your katana. And I die. I do like. I would want to go to Mondraco. Like that would be my one. I would want to go there, go to the official Ryutama Cafe, and enjoy life, and just like be like, finally, I'm among my own. Like I follow you. You follow me on Twitter. Like I've done it. I'm gaming. I throw my gun at you, punch you, grab this, shoot, dive. Punch. There we go. It's uppercut. Visit a fan in Osaka. Yeah, there's a few countries I would like to visit. See, I'm one of those weird people is that I would want to visit Saudi Arabia just to say I've been to Saudi Arabia. People are like, why would you ever want to go to Saudi Arabia? It's such a terrible place. I'm like, to you, to stupid, ignorant Americans who, like, want to be, like, dumb about things. Like, yeah, it's going to be kind of a shithole. However, oh, God, am I dead? That's pain. Ugh. I love it when they spawn in like 5 fucking shotgun guys. It's the best. I love it. Give me a rent. You have a lot more options if you have a gun super hot. My friend's been wanting to go back to Iceland. He had a lot of fun there previously. And Iceland seems like a fun place. Generally, I would like to travel more. I mean, I do have, like, the one trip I do have is, Notepad's big, Notepad's big tour. Otherwise known as I go to Eastern Europe and just drink my way down the coast. There's only one problem with that nowadays. There's the entire, civil problems going that, those little military expeditions in a good old. Why not go to during Oktoberfest? No, Eastern Europe, very different. I want to just drink my way across the former Soviet bloc. That's the dream. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Oh. For example, there's a ladder that can't be moved unless the Russian Orthodox Church agrees to join the Catholic Church. And Master recharge. Oh God, I guess we're going. Weapon Master. Okay, swing. We swing. Throw. Okay, we're that. You got a rifle. I need to kill you. Take that gun to kill you. Grab your katana. Where's the enemy? Where's the enemy? Capitate. Ah, he was in the fucking water. Ugh. Maybe slower about things. Let's grab charge cooldown. No, no, no. Ah, I killed myself. Fuck. I knew that was gonna happen, but I still did it because I'm a goblin. I'm a dumbass. I'm a fool. I'm a fool. I know nothing. Oh, what fucking hit me? I don't even know what hit me there. See, now I'm getting tired and I'm making mistakes. I'm making errors. Here, we throw here, throw here. Punch. Disable E. God damn it. I didn't see. Have you played Metal Gear? I played the original for like 5 fucking minutes. I haven't played a lot of Metal Gear, to be honest. Take the hula girl. That face. I need up. No, get away from me. Get away from me. There we go. Yeah, during the time I could have played it reliably. Here's the thing: during the time that I could have played the Metal Gear games, I played Metal Gear Solid 4. I loved Metal Gear Solid Guns of the Patriots. Lovely game. And you are completely right. I didn't really have like I wasn't really playing on consoles really anymore, and my PC wasn't really as good. It was kind of just a mixture of things. I just that and my it was like you can't play any violent games. There was the violent game thing for a while. I remember that. Jesus, that took way too long. Oh yeah, yeah. You can do the yeah. Also, welcome to every single one of the missions so far. Yeah, there are 32 maps in the fucking game. Fun fact. Uh, Here, let's we need to survive 10 whole waves. I'll survive one. Hack your mind. Give me a heal. Because the thing is, like, Kojima's an incredibly intelligent guy. I will say that about Kojima. I think the problem with Kojima is that he is an artist and he likes to pretend that he is far more intelligent than he actually is. And that leads to Kojima believing that Kojima is a genius, and Kojima is a flawless genius, and we can do no wrong. Get over here. Shotgun. Hack your mind. Give me fast move. And I like Kojima. I think Kojima is actually quite intelligent. I think Kojima is very talented at what he does. I think the problem is he is a little bit of that Lucasisms, where he has absolutely zero supervision with some of his projects. And because he has absolutely zero supervision with some of his projects, that he has this bad tendency of being like, oh, well, I've just created a masterpiece. And then it just keeps getting like bigger and bigger. Nobody can tell Kojima no, because Kojima is the mastermind behind everything. He's a genius because Kojima is Kojima. That's kind of the thing. And you know what? I think the world needs auteurs. I think the world needs people like Kojima to make games, because I am actually a fairly strong proponent of games are art. Please die. Oh, fuck. Die, please. Enemies, enemies, enemies. We jump. Ah, it's over. Chop your movies more. Yeah, technically, yeah, welcome to the wave survival mode. Because who else is going to make giant robots with giant dogs? Nah, Super Punch, the most amusing power that I will never get. Please punch. Ah! Super Punch. Quarantine Toxic. Yeah, it was around this time I realized NCD had not much actually left to say. Because they start giving you like a shit ton of powers, and they already And the thing is, here's the thing you got to remember: they've run out of powers already in maps. There's only 34 maps. We've seen half. We've seen a vast majority of them. Yeah, and here's just the hot switch map. Like, wow, it's almost like this is a really well designed map, and I really like hot switching. Because hot switching is a cool mechanic in this game. This is like one of the things I really enjoy about, Super Hot. It was kind of being able to like switch around and, kind of like almost possess people. I thought it was kind of cool. Mm. You rarely need to, but it's one of those things like its value is diminished by virtue of being in this game with so many other powers. Yeah, and then there's like, oh well, you got to also have like the heart one. The fact that the fact that you get the like bonus hearts right away, like that's your first one. I'm like that kind of diminishes the value of certain abilities. Yeah, they could have found a better way. Like honestly, if it was just 34 different maps that you just could go through with different powers and different things, it would be great. And the thing is, they did this. You can play through the you can play through the entirety of a super hot with like just a katana. Like it's fun. Like there are little modes and they were fun. And I have no idea why they decided like the best course of action was to change that. Because you can always tell which maps are like very purposely built for purpose built versus the unpurpose built ones, because if they aren't purposely built for it, they feel a little bit more awkward to use it. Oh yeah. Whoop. I usually find this one's really useful for taking out the guys who are already got like a leg, who are kind of hard to hit, especially if they're the fucking torso guys. The torso guys are the worst. Limited selection. MGS2 is overall better than Zoe2 is his baby game. Uh, something funny I saw on TG earlier was, and I'll come to the conclusion that all of D&D's modern problems can be traced back to Lorraine Williams, CEO's TSR. It's the thing is, like, you gotta remember, Lorraine Williams became CEO because of a variety of fucking disasters, and TSR didn't just like die one day seemingly randomly. I think that's like one thing people tend to forget. Like TSR's death was not like just this random occurrence that occurred. Like it was a very long progressed, series of fuck ups. And partially it was due to things like that, of people wanting to do like a bunch of different books, and people wanted, you got to buy everything. People weren't buying but that was the only way to get people to, I don't know, the only way to get people to continue buying books was to keep adding things into the books. But the problem was, what are you going to add into a book, because you've already written everything you need to add to the book? And it was just this long series of just bad choices, of bad ideas, and ESR kind of succumbed to itself. Do I think Lorraine William, was Lorraine William like the sole arbiter of everything wrong? No. I think the problem was Lorraine William inherited something she didn't want, nor did she care about. She did not give a shit about TSR. She inherited it as a company, and she damn well knew she inherited it as a company, because Gary didn't really know how to run the business near the end there, because it got too big for him. You've got, him selling his shares around. You've got a lot of... The issue was that it got too big, and it couldn't sustain itself. Because it's kind of what's going on now. See, again, history is a noose. It goes in a circle, And one of the larger issues, you could say, is people have consistently come to this bizarre conclusion that you can continue playing these games without buying anything new. And that's a problem. You need to keep buying things. And I've talked about this before. And this is like one of the reasons why like this industry is really not healthy in the slightest. This is a very unhealthy industry. Because you have one product that dominates the sphere, and you need to legitimately, all you really need to play Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition is 3 books. You need the DMG, you need a player's handbook, and you probably need one of the monster manual. That's really it. And even the monster manual is not really mandatory. You pretty much just need a PHB and like the DM's guide. But even then, you don't really need all of those, and they're free now. You got to remember that they're completely free. Which is like, oh god. Yeah, the inherent issue with tabletops, players make more than creators do. It's not even necessarily that. It's more along the idea that this entire industry, our little sphere, our little disaster piece, is built on you need to continuously create, but you cannot continuously create, because to continuously create means to bankrupt yourself, and you will no longer be able to go forward. It is a miracle we've made it this far. And does there need to be a change? Yes, there really does need to be a change to keep this industry going in, I'd say, 5 years, 5-10 years. And I don't mean this is like oh wow, our industry's dead in 5 years. No, I'm saying that there's a good chance we won't have an industry in 5 years. Simply because like we've hit the point where the way to actually like make a game is to make it free. Do you realize how fucking insane that is? That is completely bonkers. D&D is fucking free now, for God's sakes. That's like, that shouldn't happen. The main game, the main fucking game in our industry is now free. I see D&D dying. No, man, it's fucking free now. See, I think it's kind of like, people have been put into such a weird catch-22, though. Because, like, oh, well, you've got to focus on the community now. You've got to focus on... You got to have the SRDs. You got to have the... Like, think about it. Like, 2D20... Like, 2D20 has an SRD. Blades in the Dark has an SRD. You do not need to buy Blades in the Dark to actually play Blades in the Dark. That's the funny thing. You don't. And it's very easy to get these books for free. And I think that's kind of its own inherent issue. I'm not saying like piracy bad. I'm saying it's just a reality. It's just something that's very easy to get a hold of these days. You pay for the fluff, not the engine. Yeah, and that's a problem because like, and because the issue is like, you get people like Why not? Did you get people who quickly realize that, oh, all you need is fluff. All you need is fluff. But fluff is hard in its own right. And if you just lose out on that, it's like, why don't we just make a book series or something? Like, but writing books are hard. I'm gonna write my own RPG. I'm like, are you really going to do that? You get your ass. Remember, AD&D got a lot of books. Yes, AD&D did get a lot of books. There were a lot of books back in the day. Which body doesn't lose its weapons? Ooh. Punch. Like, it's rare to see something new and interesting. It is. Because that doesn't, like, new and interesting doesn't sell. That's kind of a universal fact of life. New and interesting does not sell. Like, there's a reason we've been seeing, like, the same movies over and over and over again, because it's formula. People like that. And I think that's kind of like the issue with our industry more than anything, is that we don't have, like, how do I want it? We don't have auteurs as much anymore. Like, that's kind of a whoa, Jesus, I didn't even see you. Yeah, like OSR stuff, because again, people want to post their own OSR stuff, and you do get some interesting bits in the OSR scene. But you can't deviate that far, because if you start deviating too far from the core of, I got shot by. If you deviate too far from the, the core experience of the OSR, I mean, are you really OSR? Why are they white rather than red? They're a special variant of enemy. You can only kill them on the OSR. You can only kill them on the OSR. You can only kill them on the red part, so you have to find the red part and shoot it or break it or do something like that. Unless you have Super Punch, which you can go through which you can go through that. And the Magic Wand with level 1 players and posted on OSR Reddit. People lost their shit. And I'm like, dude, it's a slingshot. Like, yeah. And it's like, you right now, like, you're ending up in a situation with, like, OSR especially, where there are some purity cult stuff going on, where it's like, you gotta have the right way of doing things. If you're not the right kind of OSR, you're not right. If you aren't the cool kind, you're the wrong kind. And the fact that you can say, like, there's a wrong kind of game, it's like, okay, that's kind of weird. Hmm. That's why Morkborg took over to. There's a very specific. Is like, I would say, like, I've talked about this before, and it's that there's this idea that it's, hey, you have Morkborg and you're kind of the new OSR crew, and then you have, like, the traditional OSR guys, then you kind of have the deviants who are kind of doing their own thing. Like, the OSR community is, like, community. It's kind of weird to call it that, like I've said a lot of times, but it's a very fractured community. There isn't really, like, a strong, like, yes, this is the community or whatever. No, that's not really a thing. Oh, this one. I fucking love this fucking thing. It's stupid. This is a really stupid A really dumb ability. I love it. Hey, Notepad, how's your pseudo OSR win? People did download it, donated to it. I believe I got $5 from it, and that's pretty much it. There are a couple people downloaded it. It's not a very pretty game. I think that's one of the reasons. People weren't like, oh my god, it's the greatest thing ever. It's very simple. Sprint. Bro. What was your OSR? Zombies and Ziggurats. You can find it on my itch.io page, actually. It is. I literally went to the entire idea of saying, hey, how do you make an OSR game by breaking OSR down to its absolute core basics? That was all it was. How does it chill where you talk about TRPGs? I think it's fun. Like it's one of those things like I distinctly need like there needs to be a reason to do it, or there needs to be like something here. Maybe not like weekly, not like oh every Tuesday or something, but it'll be like a good Tuesday Thursday thing if I got nothing else to do, or it's kind of a quiet. Ow, fuck. Owie zowie, my bony wonies. Yeah, it's fun. I will probably need to find like a really good, like solid little game to do stuff with. I think if I can find like a good like RPG or something, I mean like an RPG maker game, but like an RPG like a fucking I think finding like a solid like CRPG could be fun to kind of. Give me your gun. Yeah, that'd be probably if I were to do anything, it'll probably be either associated with what I had planned or like just something like this, which is a little bit fun. Pathfinder. I'm not playing Pathfinder. I'm already in a Pathfinder 2e game. I don't want to be anymore. Body. Play Fallout 2 with mods, you coward. Fallout 2 has mods? I guess they do, and Warlocky has talked about them before. I'm debated on doing like. See, if I wanted to be cool, I'd be like, yeah, let's play Tyranny Sucks. I play Tyranny, Talal Tyranny. Yeah, that is the like the extent of like the beautiful disaster of Tyranny. That is the entire summation of the Tyranny experience. Tyranny is amazing. It fucking sucks. Banner Saga. I like Banner Saga. I was debating on doing like a Banner Saga run through. It's been a long time since I played Banner Saga though, and I would want to be an optimal, bumblefuck in that game. Shadow of the War Nephilim Saga. Bullets. I do like. I have all of the Banner Saga games. I have never been able to get through. I've never actually played two or three though. Maybe wondering why have you never played 2 or 3 though? Because one emotionally destroyed me. Like one just crushed my bones. Wildersmith? That sounds vaguely familiar. I don't know why it sounds familiar, but it's definitely a game I've heard of before. There's a few games I've been thinking about playing, but I'm like, because pretty much what I have to do is because I don't have like a really good like dual monitor setup. So to play some of these games, what I would need to do is actually like set up my fucking Chromebook because I have this little dumb fuck little Chromebook. Is that I would have to set that up as a way for me to monitor the chat. I would have to put it on my other desk and actually look at it while doing stuff. Here, I'm actually playing this in a fucking window, mind you. To kind of give you an idea, I'm playing this in a window. I played the entirety of Yick in a window. You know what? We do that. Give me. Yep. You're not the Yick gamer. Yeah, when Yick 1. Like I said, when Yick 1.5 comes out, first day it comes out, launch day, we are playing. When Yick had no fans and I am dead. I am Yick's strongest fan. Mirba. Yick. Yick is the greatest game known to human history, as it's about me. Oh, that game. Yeah. It's Yick. Oh my god, I'm yicking out. There we go. I beat the entirety of Yick. I beat the game on stream. You can actually watch my videos on the channel about it. I hate Yick. Truth be told. The entire time I'm more bitching about Yick than anything. Here's the thing. When I first started, I was like, I hate Yick. This is the worst game I've ever played. And I will say this in all honesty. I cannot say I died immediately. I'm a fucking idiot. I cannot say I hate Yick anymore. And you may be wondering, like, what do you mean by, like, yeah, I can't say I hate Yick. Yick is not a bad game. Here's the thing. Yick is not a bad game. I think the issue with Yick is that it's not very well told of what it's trying to do. It's not very well told. And I think that brings it down to a horrifying level. Because yeah, like that was the issue. Is like I couldn't hate the game at the end. I was just tired with the game. Like every single thing about it was just tiring. Not like painful. I wasn't like, oh man, I'm really feeling sad or something. No, I was just like, I am in physical and perfect agony. I feel nothing, for I am death itself. Mostly the fucking combat in Yick is the worst you will ever experience. I will say that in all honesty. Yick's combat is dog shit. And that was the improved version we played. Now that's the beautiful fucking disaster you got to remember. That was the improved version of Yick's combat. And like I'm it's one of the, and that was kind of like one of those things, like if you actually like take away, if the gameplay was more fun, if I was actually enjoying playing the game, would I have enjoyed Yick more? Would I have been more favorable toward the Yick experience? I do not know. I think I would be a lot more kind to it if I didn't just absolutely just hate playing the game. But always remember, kids. If the game isn't fun, you probably did something wrong. Like something is very wrong if you are just not enjoying playing the game. Mm-hmm. Yep, no, I played on the official way to play it. I didn't have to play with all the monologues. That's the thing. And the thing is, I didn't actually hate the monologues. I did not hate the monologues with it. I think people like memed on it a little bit too much. Because I think the thing with the monologues is like if it was actually well told, like actually well told, I'm like, yeah, I could picture myself saying this is fun. Like I enjoy what I am doing. I am having enjoyable experiences with this game, but it's just not very well put together. You heard it here first, everybody. Notepad is Yick's biggest fan. Even though I will say Axe Studio keeps putting out music for 1.5, and the music is good. I like Yick's soundtrack. Like if what's your actual favorite game? Ah, fuck, not an MCD right now. Uh I don't really like see it's always one of those things like what's your favorite game? I always have like such a weird like is the most game I've played the most? Is the game that like I've just like enjoyed my time with the most? Hmm. Probably the game that stuck with me the most. I just the game that stuck with me the most has been Lisa the Painful. That sounds kind of stupid, but it is like legit. Lisa the Painful. Ow. That has been a physical like I haven't been able to play Joyful like because I know playing Joyful will break me like because it's emotionally like oh god. But it's kind of hard to like choose like what's my favorite game. I've played a lot of games over time. Mountain Blade, fucking Mountain Blade. My chief brother used the Kenji Oyumai method you developed to do 1.5. Oh, Kenshi? I don't even know if I could play Kenshi. Like that's the thing. Like not like oh I can't play Kenshi on stream. No, more like I don't know if it would I could be able to do it. Like my computer would be able to handle streaming and playing Kenshi. Because Kenshi is pretty demanding, all things considering. Okay, let's take stock for a second. We shoot right there. You're not dead. Not switching to you. Oh, there we go. Kenshi Oyumai. Kenshi Oyumai. If you look at actually how the best way to word this, Midnight Soul or Midnight Anima, the game I actually a game I wrote was actually a game written by someone else. It was written by a man named Kenshi Oyumai, a Japanese developer Um, it kind of gets a little bit shaky because he was literally in a single magazine that he wrote a few things, and it got developed out by a few people on like fucking 2chan. I got a schizophrenic collection of notes to write that game with. And if you really follow, his history, the way that his like author's notes and everything, effectively this guy was like, you have the magazine. I had the PDF of the magazine, or a scanned bullshit copy that a bunch of Russians gave me. That's literally how I figured out about this guy. Was a bunch of Russians gave me that PDF, and what occurred there was that he was inspired by King's Quest. He liked King's Quest. That was his game of choice. So he made a King's Quest game, but he also liked Dragon Quest. So he made Dragon Quest King's Quest. Kingsfield, not King's Quest, very different. And so he made Dragon Quest Kingsfield, which evolved into Dark Souls Kingsfield. Yeah, it's like Kingsfield, Dark Souls, Dragon Quest. But then there was Berserk in there as well. Mind you, this was like early 90s. And kind of it was a mishmash of Dragonfield Souls. Yes, it was not good. Here's the thing, it wasn't good. And I compiled everything together, and it's kind of a weirder game. And every single thing I just told you was a complete fabrication. It was a complete and utter lie. I wrote the entire game by myself. But what I did in my schizophrenia, you could say, was I created Kenshi Oyumai as effectively a method to think things through a little bit more. Me, Notepad anon, I knew what I was trying to do, but I needed to get in the head of somebody else. I needed to think like somebody else would be thinking. So I developed to somebody. I literally planned out his entire life story to kind of get an idea of who this guy was and how I would have fictionally got his book, his story. And if you actually watch the video, that's the story I gave. Like, yeah, this is something I discovered about it. And learning through it, it was really fascinating because it's like, I'm not writing as Notepad. I'm writing as a compilation of somebody else entirely. A Japanese indie dev who never really got anywhere. A guy who really likes Dragon Quest and wrote the entire game of Dragon's Quest. And it reminds you of Princess Bride, a book based on a fictional book from a fictional author that fictionally sued a real writer. Dude, yeah. I was struggling a lot with Midnight Anima. I was struggling a lot with it. It nothing was really clicking for me. And when I did that, it clicked. It really clicked for me. I don't know why it clicked, but it did. I think it was just like getting in the headspace of somebody else, and like that's legitimately what it would be like. I just got in the headspace of somebody else that wasn't me. Give me your gun. Mm-hmm. I'm fucking God. Mm-hmm. Robson, you are getting robbing some shit. Yeah, go for it. Kenshi would appreciate you stealing his shit. Yeah, Midnight Anima's I'm actually pretty happy with Midnight Anima. I would think the only major issue that I was having with the game was there was some more awkward moments with it you know, kind of like designing enemies and stuff, but that's what a redux is for, right? Hey, that's the goal this week. Let me just read. Addict memory 2. This is good, so good. I got this. Just one more level. No, no, no. That disconnect crap again. Let's do charge. Like charge has been working for me. Like I am literally becoming the problem that this game is trying to like tell you, say something deep about, but it's not really very good at it. Finish the whaling game. Yes, finish the whaling game. Everyone should finish the whaling game. Whaling, whaling. Hello everyone, it's me, Whale Gaming. There's gotta be whale gaming out there, right? I mean, that'd be really weird if there wasn't a whale gaming. Also, I just automatically click super punch. Alright, we're knife, you, charge, punch, gun. Throw. Me a gun. Give that man a gun. The Avengers, except everybody just has a gun. Oh, I lost. Oh, fuck. Ow.
Bony, my bony wonies.
If we're lucky, we're gonna charge you. Grab this. Throw. I think I died. No, I lived. This is a lot about society. Bottom text. Fast move. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. Two levels, one hit. Let's do it. Gamer mode. Fuck you. Give me your gun. Fuck you. Give me your gun. Something to throw at you. Something to throw at you. I can throw a bullet at you. Give me your. Yeah. Maybe the real. Oh goodness! Did I lose something? No, we're good. So much for the tolerant left. Gun. Give me tower. Gaming. I'm a fool. I know nothing. Berserk. Bazaka. Hello, everyone. My name is Bazaka. We're popular. You just sounded like a boss from a beat 'em up. Yeah, if you want a really stupid melee build, you just go. You need this. You need the Berserk hack. But the problem is, here's the beautiful thing in most cases, is like you can do Yeah, at least all the asshole down for it. He deserves it. He deserves a juvie or a knife to the gut. It's weird they haven't introduced the bosses yet. I don't remember. I don't remember the bosses taking so long to get here. Because I thought the bosses were actually a good idea. I don't remember Berserker Soul. You have the soul of an emperor. Give me your gun. Ow. Can't be damaged in close combat. Fuck it. You. You. Jump, immediately get shot. Yep. Hell yeah, gamers. Let me just punch you. Get. I have the power. Here, behold my special technique, the firearm. Dark Katana. We can do this. We can do this. This thing is you only get one heal per round. That's the thing. Slice, sprint. Oh, goodness gracious, he's got a shotgun. I need to decapitate you. This really was a super hot moment. Charge, throw, charge, throw. Pop you. Fucking noggin. Pop. Wake up early. Invest. Soul of an emperor. The reincarnation of Space Moby Dick. Never take Explode, because Explode will kill you, by the way. Explode does just produce bullets. Kill you. Jump over here. Hunt you down. Mm-hmm. Do 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 do. As D0s and D1s. What's a D0? You can't roll nothing. Actually, no. Need that. Thank you. Yeah. Punch, punch, punch. Encrypted dog. Now we finally get a boss level, everybody. Let's meet dog. I didn't know we meet him on level. Round by anxiety. Let me meet my one D66 modulo. Yeah, this is dog. Dog will appear every now and again. He has charge. We're gonna take charge as well because we want to fight dog because dog is funny. Hey you, give me your gun. Hey you, give me your katana. Oh god, it's these fucking things. Yes, those are proximity mines, effectively. And that horrifying noise was dog. Hello, dog. You cannot kill the boss enemy. You may be wondering, wow, Notepad, that seems like horse shit. Like, why would... This does not seem as fun as normal Superhot. Yes, like... They legitimately just added a bunch of things to increase the, like, give you more stuff without, I don't think, quite understanding what made the original so much fun. What do we do? It's like, here's a bunch of stuff. That's kind of the best way I can summarize MCD, is like, it's not necessarily good, it's just stuff. It's just more Superhot. Doesn't have to be good Superhot, it just needs to be more Superhot. Did the dev team change? No, it just got larger. Like, MCD just got bigger, and that's the entire thing with this game. It was that it got bigger. It's more. It's more, it's more, it's more. And now this was one of those things where I think it was more like, it is super duper. Yeah, it's just more Superhot. I think again I think there was a little bit of trend chasing. I think everybody, because it's funny if you go on like the Superhot Reddit, like if you if you ever want to see something really fascinating, it's the Superhot Reddit. This is like one of the very few times you'll ever see me say, like, actively tell people go to Reddit. But the interesting thing with it is they only really play the first game. That's the only one really mentioned. Now, the thing is, what I thought they were going to be doing is, they're, damn it. Like, what I thought they were going to do initially was, like, there's only a few levels because there's a lot of, like, variations per level. Because you get shit like this wall wasn't here previously. Now you gotta fight around the wall. Now you gotta learn about that a little bit different. Okay. And, like, that's gonna be the thing. Like, there's a lot of variations per the few levels. There aren't many variations per level. And it's usually like, wall. You added a wall. Cool. That's neat. You added a wall. Bullets, pierce shot. We'll go with pierce shot. Punch. Oh, I made a mistake. However, what happens is these spawn in like random places. Because everything is random. So you have no idea where enemies are going to be spawning half the time. So it becomes less of a game of like actual like planning and being like, oh well, I'm gonna be like, you don't feel clever in MCD. That's my biggest complaint with it. You never feel clever. You feel, yeah, you got lucky potentially. Okay, just kill me. It runs over. You feel like you got lucky, or you feel like you got a good roll. Like, honestly, that could be, like, that's a huge factor. Like, did you get a good roll right off the bat? And sometimes you'll get a good roll. Other times you'll get the fucker who you'll get, like, sometimes you'll just get really unlucky and the game will spawn, like, 5 fucking, like, assault rifle guys in, like, a weird place and you got nothing. You have nothing to, like, really counter it. Like, oh, well, you have all the tools at your disposal. And be like, yeah, but still. Because then you slowly begin to realize, like, there's just some, like, just optimal ways of playing. And, certain abilities stop being useful at a certain point. Especially when you start getting to the harder levels where it's like all the gimmick abilities become that. It's like, like, already I'm at one health. I'm at one hit. Like, this is... Yeah, now I have to spend it on a heal because, again, I got 5 missions where I can't heal, where I'm effectively one hit. Punch, grab this, hit you, punch, grab the bats. Take a second to figure out where the fuck anyone... Oh, it's over. It's Jover. I didn't even know that was there. Fuck. Now I gotta start all the way over. See, it's not like... I'm not... It may sound like I'm, like, really shitting on the game. I'm having fun, but not as much fun as I did with the original. Hello, phone. Especially when they keep spawning enemies in the middle of nowhere. Whoa. Hello, phone. Hello, Mr. Phone. Mr. Phone, ring me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, bum. Sandman, bring me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Bum 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 bum. Da 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 da. Yeah, especially if you get shit luck early on and you don't get something decent. Grab the gun, shoot the gun. God, shoot. Oh, fuck me, a dog spawn. Oh, God, yeah. No, when dog spawns, or... There is another boss, and it's Katana. Katana and Hot Switch are terrible. Like, the bosses make the game really unfun at points, but I like the inclusion of the bosses are a good idea. Like, that's the thing. Like, hey, on this average run, you don't know when they might spawn, but they may spawn. And it's now suddenly like, oh, damn. Punch. Katana, right. There we go. Change heart. Bad idea here. It keeps giving me default. Default will never be useful. Please, game. Actually. He was behind me. I didn't. Son of a bitch. Okay, so we know we won't have this map. I know we're going to have to probably do casino again. Alright, get some sleep. Get out of here. Dog's here. Dog's back. I disagree. It is contrary to the puzzle nature. They should spawn with an icon before you select the reward. What? Yeah, fucking dog. There we go. Alright, get out of here. Sleep. Sleep. Get rest. Go, Draco. Draco. This will probably be my last run. If things go if things go poorly, this will probably be my last run. We want to grab you. There's a lot of them. I punch you. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Now we no longer have to do dojo. Dojo is not terrible, but prison. Punch, grab. Second one I didn't. Okay. Out here. They should spawn in an icon before you select the rule. Yeah, it's You know, if they show up next level when you select your recurrent reward. Like, the thing is, super. The thing is, dealing how since everything is randomized, like where they even spawn, it's hard to plan ahead for anything. And I have spawned on like literally on top of the little exploding mines. I've spawned on top of those before. That is infuriating. Happens. There you go. Just gotta take my time. Ah, it's over. No. Okay. No, I don't want to. I will call it there. Thank you all for watching. My name is Notepad Addon. Hope you have a fun time. This will probably go on the second channel. Yeah, let's see what's going on tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to probably begin streaming Eagles and Rifles. That's the plan for tomorrow. For Thursday, we're going to be doing the Eclipse Phase video. That one's going to, I don't know how long that one's going to be. Second channel? Yeah, it's second channel. It's not really a channel per se, but yeah, hello. This is say hello everybody. If we hit this, yes, the deep dark dungeon, you kind of see this is me. If I go to switch account to the deep dark dungeon, quite literally this is just me uploading all of the streams very slowly. To confirm that I'm not just being a lazy bastard, I do have everything actually queued up for a while. As you kind of see, I'm kind of working on other ones. But yeah, like all the emo chlor videos are queued up. All of the Gachimooch, all the Nirvana Seeker videos are queued up. It just is going to take some time. And that's usually the case. It's just like it's just going to take time. For the here's what I can do. Let's take a second. What's going on here? Yeah, see, people seem to be enjoying the video so far. Let's see, emo chlor video. The emo chlor video has been doing pretty well. It's almost at 500. Bluebeard's Bride didn't do very well. We're almost at 1K for Sword World video. The fucking case. The fucking case hit 1K before the video. You know we're doing some Kino here. Yeah, no, things been doing pretty consistently. And that's always good. I always like it when things do pretty consistently. Goblin Slayer's been doing numbers for some reason. Don't know what's going on there. But yeah, no, that's life's good. Life is alright. I'll probably get this uploaded this weekend. That's the plan there. As for what's going on in the metaphorical hood, I did get a press copy. I got 2 press copies actually. So that'll be fun talking about that. Good God, Tetris movie trailer. Yes, no idea what's going on there, but yeah, I did get a press copy of a game called Flabbergasted. We're gonna go over that weekend along with Perkily. Perkily and Flabbergasted. I don't really know much. I know about Perkily. I was sharing about Perkily. It's a little bit weird, and I think that's worth talking about. Similar to Flabbergasted. Flabbergasted looks kind of weird. I remember talking about it a while ago, so it'll be fun to reference. So thank you all for watching. My name is Notepad Anon. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you all tomorrow. Godspeed, good luck, and I'll catch you all on the flip side.